Like and subscribe and click the bell icon to get new video updates.
Sydney region's last healthy koala population threatened by development by Kurt Johnson, April 19, 2022. 5.00 Save login, register or subscribe to save articles for later. Share normal text size, larger text size, very large text size. Greater Sydney's only disease-free and growing koala population is under threat by the construction of a housing estate in its habitat without promised safeguards in place, scientists warn. Earthworks for the first of a two-stage 5,000-home development between the Nepean and Georges rivers near Campbelltown, by Lend-Lease, began in January after being approved in 2019. The plans for the two-stage development, known as Fig Tree Hill and Mount Gilead, included koala underpasses and corridors of a specified width, as well as protections for crucial food and habitat trees. A female koala from the Campbelltown population that was rescued from the side of a busy road awaits release in 2017. Credit Cole Bennett's. However, Lend-Lease has yet to secure approval for the underpasses, and scientists fear other changes made since the plan was approved could harm the population of about 500 disease-free animals. Koala ecologist Dr. Steve Phillips said he understands that koala corridors may now be constructed to an average rather than minimum size, which could create pinch points that prevent the animals from using them. Pinch points will impede koala movements along the corridor. Males will block transit by other males, rendering them ineffective, Phillips said. Since the housing plans were approved, they have grown in scope. What was to have been a low-density development will now include medium-density housing, and a commercial zone has been added. Failure to gain approval for the underpasses could have serious financial implications for Lend-Lease. Lend-Lease investor Australian Ethical is closely scrutinising the project. Australian ethical analyst Amanda Richmond said a failure to build these underpasses would be a trigger for divestment. Our current understanding is this would threaten the viability of the koala colony. Former NSW Australian of the Year and founder of charity Do Something John Dee said during a site visit he was told by a Lend-Lease employee that 35 hectares of medium and high-quality habitat would be destroyed. WWF conservation scientist Stuart Blanche, who has visited the site and studied the plans, said no such habitat should be destroyed. That number has come down, but that number should be zero. Nobody should be clearing high-quality koala habitat when they've got a lot of cleared country, Blanche said. A spokeswoman for Lend-Lease said protecting koala habitat had been the developer's key environmental consideration during planning. Our proposed koala conservation corridors will regenerate and protect 220 hectares of koala habitat in perpetuity, providing an opportunity to transition away from the continuation of native vegetation and habitat decline under multiple generations of rural management. Lend-Lease said the planned commercial zone could reduce danger to koalas as residents were less likely to need to drive from the estate for shopping. NSW Environment Minister James Griffin has launched the state's koala protection strategy, aimed at helping the government double koala numbers after it was listed as endangered in NSW, Queensland and the ACT in February. The koala population has fallen by 41% between 2018 and 2021 in NSW, according to the Australian Koala Foundation, with habitat destruction, disease, climate change and associated bushfires being the main threats. The Lend-Lease development lies close to the 150-hectare 19th-century Mount Gilead estate, which the state government announced in 2020 would be protected on heritage grounds and as a koala habitat. The way we treat our koalas is a reflection on how we respect the environment, said then Environment Minister Matt Keane at the time. Keane and Griffin declined to comment for this story. A guide to the environment, what's happening to it, what's being done about it and what it means for the future. Sign up to our fortnightly Clear Air newsletter here. Thank you for reading the Herald. This article is complimentary. Register or log in now to read more articles and unlock extra benefits. No payment required. Read more. Continue with Google, continue with Apple, or email address continue by continuing. You agree to your personal information being collected under a privacy policy and accept our terms of use. Hide content.